Hello and welcome to Fangeye Plays Dark Souls 3. If you have been following the series and watched the last episode, then you know my audio when I was recording this cut out. If you haven't, well, now you know. This is all going to be post-commentary for this episode and almost all of the next episode. I apologize for that. I'm not really sure what happened to my open broadcast system, but there you have it, so we're making the best of it. At this point in the game, I was really quite confused as to where to go. I sort of reached a dead end in the Cathedral of the Deep, so I decided to go back to the Road of Sacrifice because there were those giant crabs that were giving me problems in that Black Knight. So I decided to go back there and explore that zone a little bit and see if I could find anything new that I had missed the last time. Maybe another way to go or something like that. So we decide to move on down here. And it's gonna be rather odd for me to commentate my gameplay after the fact. I feel much more present of me not saying anything and wanting to fill the void, whereas when I'm playing the game, I'm actually way more quiet than I should because I'm concentrating and not like talking to you guys, which is unfortunate. Really need to get better at doing both. But yeah, at least with post commentaries, maybe you can hear me a little better because I'm actually speaking up more. That's one thing is the mic audio is a little quiet, but I don't want to try making the game too quiet just because then the recording overall gets really quiet. And if I speak up clearly, I don't think it's too much of a problem. It's just that I have a tendency to... Here we are, back in this zone, killing old threats that I've long since figured out how to deal with and just cleaving them in twain. Silly bugs from Dark Souls 2. I'm not really sure why they brought them back in just to have them as weakness enemies. They're really non-threatening. The only thing that was screwed up in Dark Souls 2 is that they degrade your equipment. I don't think they do. I think they're just poisonous. Or actually, I think Dark Souls 2 had both versions. I think some were poisonous and some would degrade your equipment. And I've yet to find anything that degrades equipment, I believe, in Dark Souls 3. But also, at the end of the last episode, right after like the audio cut out, I was experimenting around with the Firekeeper and the hollowing system, because you can pay her a sum of souls, seems to be based off your level, to undo your hollowing. And I'm still, to this day, not really sure how that mechanic works, because I haven't finished the game and I haven't availed myself of the resources like wikis or other Let's Plays, because I'm trying to keep my Let's Play blind. So, still haven't quite worked that out. I thought it might be something that was triggered when you, like, died and lost your souls, but I've since determined that is not the case, and that you can die and then die again and lose your soul pile, and you won't start hollowing. I think it might have something to do with that one creepy fellow with a hole for a face drawing out your strength, but I'm not really sure. Anyways, here we're trying to sneak up on the Black Knight to get back out of the He hears us at the last minute, so we just take our free hit and start rolling away. And there we try to kick away his shield right as he decides to go on the offensive. We just beat it in the face. And ooh, lucky dodge there. Well, not really. There are some lucky touches this fight, though. We're doing much better against him than last time. Like right there, that was a really lucky dodge. Oh, there, I just eat it in the face. But I'm doing much more damage to him, I think, this time around than last time. But he's still practically one of some of his attacks. It's rather rough. And there, he very luckily misses with that thrust there. So now we're kind of at a standoff. He slams in. I try to go in, but it's like, nope, that's a combo. And he slaps him in the face. And there he gets sticky with a heal and eat it immediately. And have to back up and heal again, wasting justice. But he's getting down there, down to like last third or so. And there I actually managed to nick him with a dodge roll tech, which really does not very good at all. And there he just leaves himself open, and I get a good hit on him, and now he's basically just dead. Now next opening. And there I block hit, have just barely a sliver of stamina left, and just finish him off. And everything he was guarding was the set of gear I started the game with, so that was very disappointing. going further on, there is a bit more, but I wasn't sure if there would be anything else, so I'm taking it very cautiously, walking slowly here. But as it turns out, there was nothing left to guard this last item here, which is the real reason you come here, and it's the Pharaon coal, which lets the blacksmith use more of the different infusion gems. And here we go and find it and check out its item description. Coal used for weapon infusion, long ago used to forge the great swords of the undead legion of Pharaon. Give to the blacksmith in the shrine to allow use of gems for heavy, sharp, and poison infusion. And here I wasn't sure if I'd read these descriptions, but yes, I had read them before, and once I realized I'd read the description before, I just kind of moved on. And I'm still like, it really took me a long time to figure out, like, where to take that, kiln to, simply because, like it says in the description, you have to take it to a particular Lord of Cinder, which means you have to defeat that Lord of Cinder first, and I just haven't defeated that particular Lord of Cinder yet. It's just kind of odd that I got that so much earlier than I could actually use it. And here I'm pondering over, well, how do I get to that crystal lizard? Because, like, that just seems to be a cliff face there, and this door opens from the other side, so I have to use some other route to get into where the crystal lizard is. And then looking over here, it's a sheer cliff, and there's like, seems like there's stage on the other side of the rock face, but I have no idea how to get there, and that forest just sort of seems decorative. So I'm really, like, at this point kind of at a loss for how to get to that crystal lizard. So I go running back, seeing if I missed anything, and if there are any other routes I might use. But nope, that was just a dead end that the Black Knight was guarding, and the Pharaon coal. And so we go and see if we can't find a way around this giant cliff face here. Which, spoiler alert, no, there isn't a way around. But still, we have to go around and give it a try, and so I clear out these enemies so I can run around and explore the cliff face of these. City Buggies! Flash! Good old backstab. Yes. So we've been actually running around this game for, at this point, something like 10 hours in the start of armor, and I've not found any stiff armor yet. It's rather irksome, because I'll see, like, phantoms of people, or, like, times I've PvP'd with people. They're clearly, like, wearing a wide variety of gears I just absolutely have not seen yet at all. Which makes me wonder, like, if there are people on, like, New Game Plus or something sticking at a level people, or what? Or maybe it's because most of my PvP would actually happen here, and this forest area has a covenant very similar to Darkroot Garden in Dark Souls 1, where it's, you know, you get drawn into the worlds of people who are entering the forest, and you're trying to guard the forest and kill the invaders. And so I think there's something of a similar covenant going on here, because it's like every time I'm in this little bit of forest and with my ember enkindled, or whatever humanity is called in this game, I end up getting lots of people coming into my world to kill me. But yep, there, I give it a try jumping over that wall at the lowest point, and it just doesn't work out. So I decided to give up and return to the Cathedral of the Deep to continue exploring other options there. Because at this point I finally remembered there was that second giant down in this sort of fetid swamp area with a bunch of slimes that I had never really dealt with and just avoided. It's like, you know, I should, like, go back there and actually see what's up with that area. And as I'm sure... Oh, that's right, actually, I go back to Fire. I watched this episode ahead of time just so I knew kind of what was going on, because it's been a while since I played it. And yeah, just wanted to refresh myself on what I was doing, what I was thinking. But I stopped by Firelink Shrine to talk to people, see if they have anything new, because I do have, like, the coal or the Bible to turn in, and see what that unlocks for me.
Just good, just what needs.
Finally turning in this coal. First, yeah, I check if there's anything I can want to upgrade, if I can upgrade my Uchi Katana anymore yet. No, I can't. Still don't have any large titanite. So now, go and give him the coal.
Oh, my. This coal is from the Undead Legion, used to forge the weapons of Farron's Abyss Watchers. A fine prize. I'm honored to be endued with it. Now I'll be equipped to infuse special gems. Praise the gods, eh? Time to put this brawn to use.
Alright. So he says his piece, and now we go on to see just what these new infusion types do. And this heavy infusion completely removes all skill scaling and increases the strength scaling of the weapon while lowering the weapon's base damage. Whereas the sharp infusion does the opposite. It lowers the strength scaling but raises the dex scaling, as well as lowering the base damage, but has a net profit of 11 points of damage. And then the refined just sort of does a balance. It like keeps them equal. Raises whichever one's lower, I guess. So the refined is for quality builds, sharps for dex builds, and heavies for strength builds. And I don't yet have a poison infusion gemstone, so even though you can now finally do that type of infusion, I can't actually use it. But here I'm like trying to decide if I want to do the sharp infusion or not, because it is a profit on damage, but I only have the one sharp gem, and I think at this point I only have one of the gems you can use to remove an infusion. And so I decided to leave my Uchi Katana as it is. Which, really, I probably should actually infuse my Uchi Katana, but I don't know. It's a system I would want to have like more options.
Be careful.
Because one thing is, I don't like that the sharp infusion slightly lowers the bleed damage the Uchi Katana does. And that's really nice when the bleed damage goes off. I'm actually tempted to put a bleed infusion on the Uchi Katana, except that I don't yet have the ability.
Our champion of I would do anything for.
Here we're checking to see if
I
old
have
No-Face has
alas,
anything
but
for
I
us,
can
but he doesn't.
perhaps. I believe that I can help. We pelted those branded by the.
Not even going to offer to draw out our strength anymore. Which, that's one system I just have absolutely no idea what was going on with. Like, what was it that triggered his ability to draw out our strength? What were the guidelines for that? Because I've seen it pop up with him twice so far. The first time I took him up on it and got the free level. The second time I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, so I'm gonna actually decline it this time. And he is yet to actually offer it again since they refused the second time.
Back again, I
Check to
suppose
see if
this
we have
means...
any spell tomes to turn.
Come again.
We don't, so we leave. We do have a Bible, or religious tome, to turn into this priest.
Oh, champion of Ash, do you wish to hear a tale? Oh,
Give her
what's
the
this?
divine tomb of the deep.
Champion of Ash, this divine tome is forbidden. These are dark tales of things that lurk deep within men. These stories would not please you. Of course, if you insist, I will read them for you. Only... oh, they frighten me so. The little creatures that nibble at me in the darkness.
Which, unsurprisingly, contains forbidden knowledge. Deep protection, which is adds extra defenses, and summon an insect swarm to feast on foes, so these are not very friendly looking spells. But we're not really a faith user, and so we can't really use the new spells since she doesn't offer any new items.
You know, in my home of Karim, I would be
her for
pleased with those, but if I... Oh, terribly so. Have a pleasant journey, champion of Ash.
Yep, she's got nothing new to say, so that's it for Firelink Shrine, I believe, and now we finally go back to the Cathedral of the Deep. 5,000 souls at this point just isn't anywhere near enough to care about. Here we decided to go back to the cleansing chapel because we want to return to the dying. It's going to be easier to get back to him from there than it is from way up on high with that creepy slug lady cult. And here I decide, I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll try experimenting around with these daggers, because why not? Just because I was curious just how their weapon art works, because it's a weapon art dodge roll. That's what it sounds like. Which the description makes it sound like that you'll actually, like, if you're locked onto an enemy, quick step around them. But so far, like, I've tried it out off camera, I think after this. And I found that it really actually doesn't do anything significantly or appreciably different than a regular dodge roll does, and it consumes mana. So I'm like, I'll stick to the regular dodge rolls. Those of you who know the level better than I did at this point will realize I'm not going the right way towards that giant. And it's because I've kind of forgotten how this area all fit together. Alright, there was nothing for me up here to explore. So wait, this wasn't where I want to go at all. And so back down we go. Hooray for unnecessary elevator rides. And then out of habit, I put the elevator back where I'd come across it, even though I'd come across it in a bad position. I'm like, oh, oops, that was a mistake. So press on and enter this area. See them, like, okay, good, they didn't aggro, so I just run on by. That guy just lands right on my head. Like, ah, you got me. Murder him real quick, and then we bust out our charge, start working on these slimes here. Now, probably drive some people crazy for to just kind of run through Dark Souls, but I am much more methodical and like to explore around. So I like to clear all the enemies from an area so that way I can fully explore it, and then once I've explored the area, I never have to really worry about going there again. I mean, even as a kid playing original Mario on the NES, I would try to kill all the enemies I could. So I was not particularly good at Mario either. I've since learned much better about that. Dark Souls, they reward you with experience, and so I'm like, yeah, well, I might as well collect it. And I enjoy the combat and trying to learn just what the best ways to fight all the enemies are. I like to get good, as they say. Slimes is not very hard, because it's leap attack, dodge, roll away, leap attack, dodge, roll away. But yeah, when I first came across this giant, I tried to mess with him a little bit, but when I tried to pull him out of the slimy area and back here, he would instantly de-aggro, just as he does right now. And so I was like, I guess I have to fight him in that slime area. And so, when I finally do decide to fight the giant, and I'm done with these slimes that would be in the way, I try to fight the giant in the slime, which is not the best of decisions I've ever made. No, I don't want to have to deal with both the slimes and the giants at once. Or the giant just in one. Clearing out these and then once I'm content that I've gotten all the ones I can possibly aggro, and I finally get my weapon to go for the giant. No, don't hit me, slime! Yeah, I think this was the last slime I killed. Let's see here. Yep. Oh wait, that's the dagger. I want my Uchi Katana for this, I'm pretty sure. And here I decide to mess around with my armors for a bit, because I want to see if maybe having a lighter load will help me dodge roll faster. I'm like, like, you know what, actually, in case I come across any other slimes, I probably want that torch, so I re-equipped that. So all of that earlier fiddling around with the dagger is just totally nothing. I tried dodge rolling, and yep, it's still just as slow as when I have armor, so being at a lighter equipment load does not help with the slime. And here I actually decided to check out the different armors I've picked up that I haven't really messed around with. Sadly, even with this light cloth set, I'm still over the 30% weight ratio, so it's still a mid-roll. So I end up going back to my starting set of armor, the sellsword armor. Boo-hoo-hoo. And now that we're done messing around, prep ourselves for the battle to come. Go fight the giant zone territory. This guy is huge. What he's doing, and like where you are. Totally dodged early for that first attack. Clobbers me. And now he's stomping at me with his foot. I managed to block that one. That attack is quick. Dodge roll his second stomp. Attack him again. Does another stomp. I try to block it, but he hits from behind me. Doesn't. There. I think I'm inside this weapon. Nobody hits me. Here I've been here and get flanked. Well, that's what happens when you try to fight giants in slime. And I noticed he actually attacked some of the other enemies in the area, and that there's one of those like slugmen thingies that must have dropped down or something from above. So now I just get right back to it. Zoom, killing slime things. Here I remembered him that he was here, but oh wait, actually, for some reason I was remembering he hit me once. Nope, I remembered he was there, and I just cut him apart efficiently. Yay! Hooray for learning. And now it's back to this side. Jump away. Dodge away. Jump I'm very much of the slow and steady wins the race when it comes to Dark Souls. Dark Souls 1, and you'll see it later when I finally actually get a ranged attack. Tended to pull on separate groups. So like that. Because you can take things on one at a time. It's way easier than just walking into groups of enemies. You have to deal with them all at once. These slimes are fortunately all slow enough. There, yeah, I'm getting impatient trying to hurry this along. R1 spamming them down, and the second R1 just goes over. Doesn't really work out. Top myself off. Let the giant calm himself down. Contemplating going after him again. I'm like, well, I want to get my souls first. So how do we do this? Go ahead and enchant my weapon. Aggro him and then quickly run away to de-aggro him. So that way I can run out towards him while he's still getting back down and get as close to him as possible. He actually gets up and starts swinging. So I meant to pick up his soul, start trying to get away from him where he does his first attack, but he totally didn't. There, he's madly dodging away from him to save that last attack. And this time, try to again dodge his mud throw. Try to get in, figure out where an opening is. And one thing I'm noticing now, is I couldn't pull him over to the right. but he is coming after me backwards towards the camera. So I start pulling him that way. Because there's gratings that I raised up, hoping to use as a walkway. It didn't work out. Now I can attack after his foot slams. They're very nice and easy to bait out. That dodge roll tag doesn't have the range. Oh, wait. Need to heal. Hide! And I'm like, oh, he's not de-aggroing. Okay, we'll figure out how to use this to my advantage. Thus begins the long cheese. Grab a foot slam, dodge forward, and try to attack it. Slowly work out the best way to do it. Giving up on the dodge roll tag, I tried walking up, attacking, and that's too slow for my taste. I'm worried that his follow-up attack's gonna hit me. So now I start doing the running attacks. I totally missed my first one. I'm like, that felt a lot better. Yep, sure enough. Poke. Protect the speed up strategy. I enchant my weapon to help increase the damage. Still nervous about getting hit though. Still like one-handed using the shield. And missed that one. Foolishly got greedy, tried to fall back up while also turning around, so I ended up just attacking the wall line. It is next attacker. Poke. Attack and poke. Sadly, can't see how much damage I'm doing with these pokes. How much longer there's left of his health. He's, like the giant before him, rather tough. Here, I didn't bait out the second attack because I got back onto my side of the great too quickly. So I was like, hey, why don't you attack me? Oh my god, go out where he can actually hit me. Bait out the next attack. So we just get right back to poking at his toes, hoping he'll eventually die from stuff. Wait, gonna miss. Now I'm going. But now I'm like, I'm getting out in shield, switch to two-handed, increase my damage on the go a little bit faster. Swipe. Chant wears off. Refresh it real quick. Bait out another attack here. Stab. There we have it. That giant is dead. He falls backwards and must just take up the entire space all the way to the far wall. And I am slightly amused by the fact that he drops 4 dung pies. Oh, silly, silly Dark Souls. The giant that was sitting in the, cesspit swamp area of this nice castle drops dung pies. And now we go to actually looting this area the giant is protecting, which still has a few more slimes in it, so we whip out the sword and get right back to it. Also, it caught that item I picked up, indeed a new armor set. It's always nice. Gonna get the Drang gauntlets. Makes me wonder if it's related to the Drang leg set Dark Souls 2, but certainly it sounds similar. Yep, there's one of those worm men thingies on the wall there. In Drang armor. Now I'm lamenting a lack of range attacks with which to draw him down, but he thankfully falls down nicely for me. Roll in and oh hey, there's Thurs there. Fancy that. I get a pale tongue, which is a covenant item for the worm lady upstairs. More slimes. episode. I'm sure we all... There's just so many. Sadly. I don't remember how long, but... They're all like more slimes. Dog roll through the slime and get drang hammers, which is dual-wield hammer. But we get up here and explore these stairs. Oh wait, we have this new armor, so we decided to check it out. And there was no Drang helm, which is another similarity to the Drang leg set, where you find the set of the chest piece, legs, and gauntlets separate from the helm. But there's the Drang armor, and it's much lighter than my chest piece, but with only slightly lower defenses. And the gloves are heavier with better defenses, and the pants are slightly heavier with better defenses. And so it's about the same defense as the starting set I had, but it's overall lighter, which is really nice. And I decide, I bought this nice thief mask from the Grey Rat Thief. I can't remember his name, so I'll put it on, and it looks really nice. And I finally, after like 10 hours of gameplay, have a new set of armor to wear. Hooray! And it's light enough that I can wear a crossbow and still have the mid-roll, which is finally going to allow for the careful kind of gameplay. Like, although the crossbows are rather slow and clunky range up, and I still really need a bow. But we're at about the 30-minute mark, so now that we know where we're going, that's going to be it for this episode of Fangeye Plays Dark Souls 3. Thank you all for watching, and have a good one.